All right, we are going to get started here. I am super excited today. I am interviewing someone who I've been able to work with as one of our clients in our career coach certification program over the last 6 months. So everyone, please give a big welcome to Sarah Geraghty, who I'm going to interview today. So welcome, Sarah.
Well, thanks, Anna. It's a pleasure to be here. I can't believe the 6 months have gone by so quickly.
I
It's been great.
know,
Yeah,
so fast. So tell us a little bit about you, where you live, what you do, kind of what your story was before we got to meet and you started the program.
sure. I'm obviously Sarah, and I'm based in Dublin in Ireland, and I have been in the HR space for over 20 years, and primarily in technology and product. And I have always had a passion for coaching. I started in 2013, really to better myself and to bring me on the entrepreneurial journey years ago because I had a personal crisis when my marriage broke down and I had to recalibrate everything and put this on the back burner. So I've been coaching people in the corporate space for a long time, just in terms of teams and people I was responsible for. And in April of last year, I finished in full-time employment through redundancy, and I'd already started to engage with Anna in terms of the certification. So that's what I really wanted to do is specialize in career coaching, leadership coaching, and really have that employee to entrepreneur journey mapped out with me. So that's where I am now. So I'm full time as a entrepreneur in career and leadership coaching, and I also do HR consultancy.
Yeah, and I love how the timing of everything works out because I feel like you committed to making this change happen and then
I know
suddenly changed too. So tell me more about what that was like, kind of the
that that was very challenging for me because when I committed to working with you, I had also committed to an 18-month project in my corporate role, and I knew then I could have the time and space to do the certification with you and invest in that in what that needed. And then things changed in work. We were going through a lot of change, and my role was made redundant. So I automatically had the challenge if I can't afford it, I won't be able to do it. I've no income, and you got on many one-to-one calls with me, even though you don't have the time to show me how I was going to be able to do that and why it would benefit me. And really, the challenges that I would have had there was I'm a single parent, so the income would have been a huge thing for me. And if I didn't go on the certification, I think I probably would have bailed a lot quicker and gone back into full-time work while trying to build a business again. So really, the challenges I faced were what you face a lot, and what I face a lot. People don't have the time, they don't have the money. I certainly had the time, but I was worried about the financial side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean that comes up all the time and I love like that was the thing I remember most about you. I got a message from you one day and you're like, this happened, it's challenging, but I committed and I'm gonna finish. And you did too. So congrats to you. You pushed through
Uh,
and like so much has changed for you over the last 6 months. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you. No, it was I did try to bail initially, and I thought, no, this is what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. So the timing came. I didn't want to be made redundant, obviously, but I took the chance then to build the business that I've always wanted to have. So it was
Yeah.
great. Yeah,
And you had to deal with me checking in on you too.
I
So
know.
I don't let people go very easily.
No, no, no. And that's really what's they're holding me accountable, and you on the coaching side, and also the community that you have built within Classic Career Grad is amazing because it's all different backgrounds. It's all senior professionals. I feel like I'm with my people, when I'm in that community. It's great. It really is in terms of sharing wins and encouraging people along, and it's global, so we're all different parts of the world, different time zones. It's really good.
Yes. So when you started career coach certification, you wanted to become a coach. What were some of the problems that you were facing?
So I think self-belief, even though I know if you put anybody in front of me, I can pretty much coach them. I think I have a lot of life experience going through, divorce is very challenging when you're in a senior position at work. I've lots of experience managing people. I've lots of experience coaching in all aspects, but really the self-belief of where am I going to find the clients? There's so many coaches out there. All of those challenges were right up in front of me. Probably the most common thing is imposter syndrome. Even though I have qualifications, even though I have years of experience of dealing with people, and what other people see in us, we don't see in ourselves at all the time. So at the very beginning, I certainly felt that challenge.
Yeah, that's so common. And How did you find Classy Career Girl? Because you're all the way over there in Ireland. And at that time, I was actually traveling in Ireland
I
too. So it was
know.
a kind of a coincidence when we
I know.
first had our call. But how did you find Classy Career Girl?
Classic career girl for me was so structured. Like it's a program. I thought I know a lot about coaching, but it's a program that's so structured and so um comprehensive. Like this, every module is broken down. And for anyone who's moving it from employed, if you're in the employee world and trying to do both, which I did in previous two attempts before this, try to do the work and the single parent and the working and the trying to set up your own business. This breaks it down into modules of learning, like 15-minute bite size, or you can block out a whole afternoon or a whole day if you want. It's there for you. It's online learning. And then there's accelerated learnings that you can go into as well if you want to fast track into something, if you want to build your business. So Classic Career Girl for me has been so structured. And normally I would race through everything. I'm very fast paced and I took my time. Like I don't normally do that. I took my time and I did it over 6 months. I could have had it completed in a month because I had the time to do it, but I didn't do that. I let it in bed. I started to follow the practices. So that for me it was great. The time zones were a little challenging sometimes because you're
Yes,
trying to get everybody, but other than that, everything's recorded. That's fine.
yes.
You know what I mean? Everything's recorded so you can go in, but that it's up to me whether I can get in at some of those times or not.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're so used to like wanting to just stay in the learning mode and but you actually took action while you were learning as well too, and that takes a little bit more time.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to do. It was embed it rather than just racing through all the modules and stuff like that. So for me, the corporate rescue plan, I think that's one of your originals anyway. The corporate rescue plan was amazing for me. I can't believe that I get the honor to coach small business owners now, well, any business owner, but particularly small business owners. And they're not even in the corporate space. It's people like me that want to go out and focus on their own thing. So I've had the pleasure of having many clients already to do that in corporate rescue plan. Love your career formula as well. I've taken people through this as well. So, all of it actually, the plan, everything,
Yay.
productivity. I've brought people through that as well. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
I've really used all the frameworks that you have put in place. Even though I've had many parts of it before, there's actually it's in a structure now, so it can take people from A to Z.
Yay. That makes
Yeah.
me so happy because I mean I can't fly to Ireland and teach people where you are too. So it's
Yeah,
almost it's such a great way to be able to use our frameworks that we've already created. You get up to speed a lot faster, and then you
yeah,
can coach people in areas you may not have even realized when you started. You
exactly.
could teach them in business and job searching and productivity, and look at you now,
I
teaching them
know.
all these things.
Yeah, so for me, I would have had various elements, as I said, but really what broke it down was I'm passionate about entrepreneurship, and I really love to help women in business as well. So that career corporate rescue plan is wonderful in that regard.
I love that. So what
Yeah,
was your first step in the program? Like what was kind of like that big thing that you think of was like your first big win?
I think many wins, but I think when I did the practice coaching, because you require like over 10 hours coaching and certain different things in the certification. So I went over and beyond that. But for me, it took the pressure off having to make the sale, and just people volunteered to coach with me, like business owners volunteered to coach with me, and I was delighted to take them through that that as I said, some elements of the corporate rescue plan. So that was my big step forward, is to go out into a network of people that I didn't know. It was a women in business, and to sort of put myself out there, and people volunteered. Then I had too many actually who volunteered to come and do the practice coaching. For me, that gave me confidence. Then I knew I could do it. It was just a matter of honing in how to, the client acquisition part of it is where most of us fall down if we don't know how to do it.
Exactly. So what do you think would have happened if you hadn't joined and like where do you think you'd be?
Like, as I think I've said it to you before in the past, like I probably would have bailed quicker. I've been announcing things online and particularly on LinkedIn so that I don't. I've always wanted my own business. Anyone who knows me knows that. So I've always wanted it, and I think I probably would have given it in quicker. I would have taken a permanent role and tried to work it on the side, and it's very difficult when I'm trying to raise my daughter on my own as well. It's too much. So without the framework of Classic Career Girl and the community, like there's a huge community there of people. Even if you're not available, there's people there to bounce things off. So I wouldn't have been a much further faster. That's in summary.
I love that. And you're such a great example for all the people that you're going to be coaching as well too, is like you're doing something you've always wanted to do and you're doing it. So
Yeah, honestly, I've always dreamed of it. I had many attempts at it. It's just that in person circumstances changed and I wasn't able to do it. However, my daughter's at an older age now, and also I've learned so much more within the corporate space through change management, people leadership, all of that that I can bring in now. I think timing is always key. I think
yeah.
that this is my time now.
Yeah, and what an example you're setting for your daughter as well too. How
You know,
exciting. She's gonna see
yeah.
work can be fun and she's gonna, and want to get a career that just like you that you enjoy going to work too.
Yes, exactly. I've always been very blessed with a HR career. I've always enjoyed to work with great people. It's just it wasn't my job. The more senior I got, the less aligned I was to what I wanted to do. And I think people find that they climb that ladder and it's not what they love to do or what they're made to do. So that's kind of happened to me.
Exactly. So tell us, what's happened for you lately, what your business is like, what's happening for you, kind of what are those changes that you've had in your life?
Since I started to put myself out there more and I never had time really to attend to networking events really, because I was 9 to 5, then pick up the kid, do the dinner. Well, so I never really had the time to do it. So now I've started to get out there. I started to network since May and June of this year. And I've been invited to speak at secondary schools. I've been invited to speak at women in business events. And from those, I've had some clients come forward and look for me. So, for example, I'm starting leadership coaching now with the social enterprise, which I'm delighted about. That'll be starting next week. I've got business coaching starting next week, like a 6 week like fast program I'm going to do with somebody just to get them back on track. So that's aspirations to action. That's something that I've put in place that has been quite successful for people. And I'm also doing HR consultancy with a HR structure with the global framework. So trying to restructure their teams.
And I feel like every time we check our online community, you're posting a win. Like every week too. I'm like, yes, another client. Yes, here she goes, a big win. And things
For,
you've been
for,
working on with clients for months too, are finally you're so patient with, getting that
I
yes
have
and
to
that.
be. Yeah. Some of them took so long, but I know what it's like in business, particularly in HR. The will is there to do it, but the budget or something else comes in that they can't. So I just held patient for the HR one, and then somebody just went quiet and then came back, and that happens as well when you're coaching. It's all about timing. So you think that something's been put to bed and then it comes back up again. But yeah, it's I now have to put in the measures that you've outlined in terms of how to put the client attraction. That I need to start doing that now, new year.
Yep. And you have all the resources too. Nothing
I
goes
know.
away. Everyone's always worried. Well, like when I graduate, does everything go away? I'm like, no, you still have access to everything and
Yeah,
more
that's
too,
what's
right?
great. So,
So
so the investment is real, like you're investing in something that's a pure framework that's there, but also it's at your fingertips any time of day or night, which is wonderful. It's
exactly.
great material. Yeah.
So what's next for you? What's next for your business? Like what are you excited about now?
So I'm excited now to go into more networks and to um start to do more leadership coaching with companies as well as individuals. Career coaching. I'm passionate about working on the women in business, so small business coaching and HR consultancy. So because I don't want to leave my career of over 20 years behind, I love to go in and work with companies as well on the HR side. So that's what I mean. I want a podcast. I want to start doing uh, live videos. I want to start doing group coaching programs as well. But I'm going to start with the individual first and then move on. So hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have some group coaching programs and um, more learnings like that.
Yeah. And you've dipped your hands into the VIP days too, right? You
Yes.
had a day
Yeah.
with a client, and I know people are always asking me about that. So how did that go?
That was so good. And the results were amazing because what we at the beginning of that, I had done a 6 week coaching course with this lady who's 4 years in business now and award winning, but not getting the sales or the things that she wanted. So we did a recap of the 6 weeks and then we went into future planning of say for the half year of this year. So I did it like in October of last year, and the results for her have been groundbreaking because she has had got into stores that she elite stores that she wanted to get into for years. She's got into the press. She's won multiple awards since. I've given her ideas that she never thought about to where she could have product. And so I've been on her journey from the beginning. She launched originally on one of the courses I did. So I've been on that journey in the beginning. So we did a VIP half day with her, and she wouldn't have the time to go to a lot of the other weekly stuff. So that suited her great.
Oh, awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
where can people find out more about you online?
So I'm on LinkedIn, Sarah Geraghty, so HR consultant and leadership coach. I have an Instagram Satree coaching, so SATREE coaching. So that's made up of myself, my daughter, my dogs, and the tree behind me. So
Hmm.
Satree coaching, all my passions. And where else can they find me? I have a website, www.satreecoaching.ie.
I love that. And you can also find her on our career coach directory. So if you go to www.classycareergirl.com/directory, you can find your profile on there too, and just get the link to book a call with you as well that way as well. So final words of wisdom, what would you say to someone who's, just kind of thinking of making this big change into coaching? What would you tell them?
Well, absolutely. And Anna has lots of different courses that lead up to doing certification. If you're nervous about taking the leap, I would totally check out Classic Career Girl as a framework because it's not just about the coaching, it's about how to set up the business. It's your last 12 years or probably more now. It's 12 years, right? 12 years of all the lessons you've learned and more. And to build a profitable business and not have a hobby, like to focus on revenue generating ideas and they're all the things that I've learned. Like I've always time blocked, but I time block in a different way now,
Yeah.
because of Classic Career Girl. So I would highly recommend anyone to check out Classic Career Girl and also to take the leap. Don't put it off. Take action and get help.
Yes, definitely. Awesome, Sarah. Well, if you are interested in getting our Career Coach Startup Kit or learning more about career coaching and the journey, the 6 month journey that Sarah's been on, you can always get our Career Coach Startup Kit at www.classycareergirl.com/career coach webinar. And that has a whole training to kind of walk you through the beginning as well. So thank you so much, Sarah, for joining me today. I know it's been a busy day for you already, so thank you for carving out the time and joining us. And I'm wishing you all the best. Keep us updated. All your weekly wins. We'll be checking in on you. Congrats to you.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you.
Okay. Bye,
Bye bye.
everyone.